going to talk trash. I am.
Oh, go ahead,
At
go
our
ahead.
recession-proof best tournament, Press got slaughtered by like 49 points. So this is what he's known for, getting slaughtered at the basketball tournament, not
Oh,
government contracts. So he's supposed to let everybody know what he's really here to do,
yeah.
what his specialty is. So Preston, thank you very much for coming to present and
Welcome.
drop some
Thank you.
plays with the Atlanta chapter. Everybody, Mr. Preston Lathan.
All right, I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Chris. Chris, now, like I told them young guys, Corey and them, I said, look, I'm 50 years old, and they about 25, 26. Of course they go slaughter me. Of course. So, yeah, that's right. I wasn't saying nothing. Shooting jump shots, playing Lil D. That's about it. But I told him some of that stuff he took. I don't know if y'all seen those pictures, but some of that he had me guarding him, and then they had another shot with me on the ground. I said, Corey, man, that was Photoshop. That was Photoshop. I said, oh man. I said, all right, that's all right, Corey. But I appreciate Chris, recession-proof president. Yes, thank you for inviting me this evening. I appreciate you. I also thank Emporium, the business owners of Emporium. I appreciate y'all. Nice meeting you, Lincoln. I enjoyed your presentation about ADP, and I'm definitely going to hook up with you on that because that is very vital in doing business when you have employees and subcontractors and such. And I also want to thank my RPX recession-proof members of Atlanta. Give yourselves a hand. Yeah. Man, I'm just glad to be around some like-minded individuals. Y'all just don't know. So I appreciate y'all, and I'm looking forward to engaging with each and every one of y'all tonight. But I'm going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to talk about winning federal government contracts, the plays for high-paying contracts. All right? Now, I want y'all to say something with me. You are winners. No, say it. Come on now. We got to say it with conviction. You are winners.
You are winners.
Now, let's say I am winners. I am winners. I'm a winner. Yeah, you are winners. All you guys are winners.
I am a winner.
Yes. And it's important to make sure that you are winners because at one time I was a loser. I'm telling you, when I was in my 20s, I was treating women bad. Yes, I was treating them bad in my 20s. I was in and out of jail, doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing, hanging out with drug dealers and people getting drunk all the time, finding myself on the side of a house after a party getting drunk. I did all that stuff. I was a loser. I wasn't no winner. I was a loser. And sometimes when I even talk about this stuff, it kind of makes me feel bad. And I got to ask for forgiveness every day for all the dirt that I did back in the day. I didn't like that stuff. But you know what? I didn't stay there, though. I didn't stay there. I started hanging around with positive people. I started reading positive affirmations every day. I started leaving all the negativity alone. And then I ended up moving to Atlanta, Georgia, because I needed a brand new start. I needed that. And when I moved to Atlanta, Georgia back in 97, I cut all my old friends off. And I started a business. I don't know if y'all was here in 2008. They had a hailstorm that went through Atlanta. Tore Atlanta up. And I said, man, I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a corporate job because of my background. So I had to look for contract work. So I ended up being a contractor, ended up being a salesperson because everybody, they don't care about your background. They hire salespeople all day, no matter what. So I became a salesperson for this roofing company. So I was going door to door knocking, selling their services, and I said, man, and one day I learned everything that I could about it. I said, I'm gonna start my own roofing business. So I started my own roofing business. In 2008 to 2015, I was killing them. I was making sales. These are my sales guys right here. All my sales guys I had, and this is not even all of them. I probably had about 10 to 12 salespeople working for me, going out, bringing in sales. I was doing good, y'all. Got my credit together. I was, rehabilitating myself. And then in 2015, everything going good, and all of a sudden, I went to the mall in Mall of Georgia, and I seen these dudes in the jeans store with their shirt off, the six-pack and everything. I said, man, I want to look like that. I want to go ahead and I want me a little six-pack so I can be like, oh, okay, yeah, my jeans on. That's what I wanted. So I started working out. I went to in my base, I had a basement, and I was working out in my basement. I mean, I forgot the name of that guy who do all these hard exercises, but I got that DVD. So I'm in my basement. They got a guy beginner stage, and they got one in mid-grade. Yeah, and then, yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then they got the guy that's experienced. So I'm in the mid-grade. I mean, I'm doing all these exercises. Yeah, all right. And all of a sudden, I said, man, I want to get to the experience level. You know, because I was determined. I said, man, I want this six-pack. So I was working out hard. So what I did, I went and got me some energy pills. I started taking these energy pills. I said, all right, now I'm doing the experience level. I mean, we was jumping up, pushing down, doing all this stuff. Then all of a sudden, bam! Oh. It felt like somebody took a 2x4 and hit me in the back of the head. I said, man, what was that? So I go upstairs, and I'm stumbling upstairs. I told my daughter, I said, baby girl, call your mother. I said, my head is hurting real bad. So I go outside to get some fresh air because I'm pouring with sweat. I come back in, and I'm still throwing up, vomiting, trying to get myself together. And then my daughter, on the phone with my wife, Daddy got a headache. I'm like, no, baby girl, it's more than that. I said, my head is killing me. But I was trying to figure out what was wrong with me. So I went on the couch. I sat down. I said, let me just go to sleep. And I said, baby, call 911 or something if I pass out or something. So I laid on that couch. Next thing you know, y'all, I was in the hospital. I woke up in the hospital. It was like a room like this with no windows, though. White walls. I thought somebody snatched me from the house. I said, man, how did I get here? I mean, I had tube in my throat, all these things all over my chest and everything. I was like, man. I said, oh, Lord, let me up out of here. And they was trying to hold me down. Then somebody went and got my wife and came in and said, oh, Preston, you're in the hospital. I said, how did I get in the hospital? She said, you had an aneurysm. I said, oh, man, an aneurysm. I said, man, so they had to cut me open here, cut me on top of my head. And I was like, man, Doc, how did I have an aneurysm? He says, normally caused from people who smoke or have high blood pressure. And he said, you don't have high blood pressure, you don't smoke. I said, I'm not used to smoke, but I left that stuff alone. And he said, this is one of them things that happen. I said, no, Doc, I know what a problem had. I was taking them energy pills. And he said, yeah, that boosts up your energy and raise your blood pressure. And that probably was what happened. And I said, he said, leave that stuff alone. You need energy, you take peanut butter. I said, hey, you ain't got to worry about that no more. I ain't doing that no more. No energy, nothing. No drinks, no nothing. But I just want to tell y'all, that's just how fast life can happen. So when I say you are winners, you guys are winners for real because y'all still alive. And it's just by God's grace, I'm standing here in front of y'all. Because I'm supposed to be either locked up in jail or I'm supposed to be dead. I'm not even supposed to be here, y'all. So when I tell y'all, when I say y'all are winners, y'all got to really believe that. Because when I got this second chance of life, I'm going for the gold. I know I'm a winner now. So what I did, the doctor told me I had to stay in the hospital for 30 days, and then I spent 30 days at the house. So when it was time to get released, he came in with a walker, and I was like, man, what's the walker for? He said, you can't walk right now. I said, oh, man, I can't walk. I said, man, here I go, man. Now I let my family down again. I was like, man, how I'm going to support my family? Like say I was a roofing contractor. I'm like, how am I going to get up on the roof? Hey, you got to get used to walking again. So I took the walker and went home. And I had to sit down for 30 days at home. But like I said, I had to change my mindset again. I had to tell myself I'm a winner. I said, Press, you got to move forward. Move forward in life. Just like, and I was at this conference, Deion Sanders told me, well, he didn't really tell me. I was in the room, but talking about moving forward. Your feet. Which way your feet pointing? Forward. Which way your nose pointing? Forward. Which way your eyes pointing? Forward. And then when I see my wife, she put on something sexy, y'all, let me stop, boy, y'all, let me stop. But you gotta move forward in life. You gotta keep moving forward in life, y'all. So that's what I did. So I sat down one day and I was watching TV, and I seen this movie called War Dogs, and that's my family right here. I seen this movie called War Dogs. And that's me right there in the hospital. And when I was watching that movie, War Dogs, they were winning government contracts, and they were buying guns from a distributor, and they were like the middleman, and they were making a bag. I said, man, that's what I want to do. I said, man, okay, true story, that's right. I said, that's what I want to do. So I said, man, but first I got to get myself together. I got to get myself together because, like I said, I'm a man's man. So my wife didn't work. She raised my daughters. So I had to figure out how to support her. So my brother-in-law, he came from California. He's a physical therapist. He got me my legs back working, back moving. Thank God for him every day. And then I went and got cleared from the doctor, and he had to go back. It's crazy how they go into your brain. They get your main artery down here. I didn't know that. Go to your main artery. He had to go check my head, make sure I had no more aneurysms. And then he cleared me. He said, Press, you go live your life. You ain't got to take no more medicine, no more pills. Go live your dream. I said, Doc, you ain't got to worry about it. That's why when people greet me, they say, how you doing? I said, I'm living my dream. Because I'm alive now. So when he gave me that clear bill of health, it was on and popping then. So I went to a roofing conference in Miami, Florida. And this guy got on stage, he was talking about winning government contracts and talking about war dogs. I said, oh, man, I was just watching that. That's what I want to do. I went up to him. I said, man, his name was Doug Reitmeyer. I said, Doug, can you teach me how to win these government contracts? He said, yes, President, I can teach you. $15,000. Come to Dallas for 3 days, and I teach you everything you need to know. And I was like, man, 15 bands? Then I had to tell no, President, if that man can do it, you can do it. I believed in myself. When nobody else believed, I believed in myself. So I went ahead paid him at $15,000, went to go learn how to do federal government contract from him. Spent 3 days there, flew back to Atlanta. I think I went one more time because I really wanted to dig in. I went again, and I was his number one student. To this day, he has a picture of me on his website. This picture you see right here. And that's Doug Reitmeyer, who taught me everything I need to know. And me and his son, we built a relationship because his son had brain damage as well. So we bonded. His son recently passed about 2 years ago. Rest in peace. And so he taught me everything I knew about federal government contracting. And I took the thing by the horns, and I ran with it. There wasn't no stopping me. So this is how you win federal government contracts. I'm taking the Mecca approach. A Mecca is a place regarded as a center of activity. A place regarded as a center for activity. To win federal government contracts is simple, y'all. You got to have the right mindset. You got to have the mindset, I can do it. This will work. I can't stress enough, y'all. I got students that call me. Before they invest in my course, I try to let them know you got to have the right mindset because you're going to come up with some challenges, but you got to keep going. One of my students, just last week, the government called and wanted to get for $240,000. And when he talked to the government, he told the government, because the government wanted him to get bonding. So he talked to the government and he said, man, I can't qualify for bonding. He talked to my bond guy, to qualify bonding, you got to have either good credit, which is about a 650, or you got to have financial. You got to be good in your financial statements. But he couldn't qualify for bonding. So he said, Press, I had to let it go. I said, man, let it go. I said, man, what I tell you, you got to have the right mindset. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. I said, if you couldn't qualify for that bonding, call another bond company. Maybe call the government and say, hey, is it okay if I partner up with somebody? Or ask the bonding company, can I partner up with somebody else that can qualify for bonding? You finna let a $240,000 contract go? That's life changing. All he had to do was do some painting and some carpet. $240,000. I said, man, come on, man. I ain't gonna say his name because he's still in my class. I'm still helping him out. But you gotta have the right mindset in this. Then you gotta have what's called execution. So to win government contracts, first you gotta get registered with sam.gov. And once you get registered with sam.gov, they approve you. Right now they tell you you don't have to have a DUNS number right now. But I recommend you still get a DUNS number for business credit purposes. Because now they're going to assign you what's called a UEI number. Once you get that UEI number, you automatically start bidding on government contracts. So execution now it's time to execute. So this government contract that I won, my very first one I won, I bid on the government contract through sam.gov. The government called me. Well, no, let me backtrack. Because somebody's going to ask me, okay, well, how did you bid? Now, I'm giving y'all plays that no other government contractor that teaches this course will probably teach you. I know you're going through one right now, but let me know if they ever taught you this right here. One of the easiest government contracts to win are called no-risk contracts. Well, Preston, what are no-risk contracts? RFQ, request for quotes. Those are the easiest government contracts to win. The reason why they're the easiest government contract to win, because like I said, there's no risk. The 4 things you can do with a no-risk government contract. You can accept the bid if the numbers is right. You can deny it if the numbers are not right. You can negotiate it if the numbers are not right. Or, which is my favorite, you can delay. Those are 4 things you do with a federal government RFQ contract, a no-risk contract. And so I put a bid in for a siding contract. I put it in. Government called me back about a week later. Preston, we want to go ahead and award you this federal government contract. Do you accept? I said, wait a minute, government. Now, this is where the communication comes in at. You got your mindset, you got your execution, now you got your communication, because now you got to communicate with the government. So I said, hey, government, you called me at a bad time. I really would like to do business with you, but can I call you back within 48 hours? Because I have to go over the numbers. I have to figure out when can I have my guy site. Can you please give me like 40 hours? And I really would love to do business with you, but I just need 40 hours. Can you provide that for me? Oh, sure, Preston, we can do that. I use a stall tactic. So now I got 48 hours to go ahead and find me a subcontractor that can do the job. Most people bidding on these government contracts, what they doing, they putting bids in, they calling the contractor before they put the bids in, they spend a whole day on one contract, and I submitted like 6 or 7 already. Because I know it's no risk. Even if the numbers don't match up, I can deny it. I can cancel it, or I can negotiate it. So while people are putting in one government contract, I'm putting in several at a time. I'm increasing my chances versus somebody else. So so I got 4 hours. So now what I do, I get on the phone looking for a contractor in that area. And y'all say, well, how do you find a contractor? Well, there's numerous ways. Google, referrals. But I'm gonna tell y'all one strategy that worked for me time and time again. What I do, I call the manufacturer. Because the government's gonna tell you, they gonna let you know everything on that scope of work. They're going to give you what's called an SOW, scope of work. They're going to let you know everything on that scope of work. Everything. Who they want, what product they want, everything. So this was a siding contract, so they wanted hardy board siding. So I looked on a hardy board, went to a hardy board manufacturer, and I said, hey, I got this product. I got this government contract in Woodford, Virginia. That's where it's located at. I got this government contract in Woodford, Virginia. I need somebody that can put this on. I need your best guy. Oh, okay, Preston. That would be Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan. Okay, what's your name? My name is Tom. Okay, Tom, man, I appreciate you, man. I know y'all got the best products. I really would like to get in touch with Jonathan. Okay, here's his number. Boop, boop. He referred me to him. Hey, Jonathan, I don't know how much you paying this guy, but he said you're the #1 guy that can put this hardy board siding on this project I got. I'm going to see what's called the scope of work. It's probably about 1,500 square foot, but I just need you to put this, give me a quote on this job, and I need a quote sight unseen. I'm going to send you all the details. I'm going to send you the pictures. I'm going to send you the drawings. The government provide all that. I ain't got to do nothing. They get all that. So I said, I'm going to send you everything you need. What's your email? Good email I can send this to. Oh, okay. You send them the email. Sent him the email, and I said, John, before you hang up, what is your cell phone number? Is this, because I don't think I'm calling your cell, I'm calling your office number, right? Yeah, you come on. Can I get your cell phone number? Oh, sure. And on your cell phone number, can I text you? Yes, you can text me. I said, okay, Jonathan, when can you have this quote ready for me? Oh, I can have it ready for you tomorrow. Yes, because I need it before 48 hours. He said, perfect. I have it tomorrow. And what time tomorrow? Oh, I have it ready for you at 4 o'clock. Okay, 4 o'clock? All right, Jonathan, what I'm going to do, I'm going to contact you at 3:30. I'm just going to send you a text just to make sure that you got my quote. And got my quote ready, got my email, make sure my email didn't go nowhere, and I just want to make sure you got everything you need. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll go ahead and get that right to you. I said, bet. This is communication, y'all. The communication that you give, you're looking for something to get back. You got to communicate to get a response back. So now I got his email, I got his cell phone number, I know he can text. And then on top of that, hey, Jonathan, since this is your office number, I may get your assistant any way your assistant can get in touch with you, if for some reason you don't answer your cell phone, and I got to talk with your assistant, because I know some assistants, they like to make sure that they don't get nobody just calling for spam and nothing like that. So I just want to let her know that it's only me that's calling. He said, oh, y'all take care of her. So now I got past the doorkeeper in case I get the assistant. So because my job to make sure that money is there. So I billed that government contract for 80, I believe it was like 80, 88,000, 89. It was like one of those, 88, 89. So he calls me back, gives me the price, and said, oh, I can do replace the siding and paint for 30,000. I was like, man, okay, labor and material? I said, yeah, labor and material. And I said, now, let me backtrack too, because I told him to give me a price, and then because it's sight unseen, I told him to add 10% on top of his price because I needed sight unseen, just in case of any incidentals. But now, if anything on that scope of work, when I hire you and you get to that job site, if anything is different from that scope of work, then yes, I want you to give me a supplement then. Because when you're dealing with the government, anything outside the scope of work, you can do a change order. So we go ahead and y'all know what I did with the government, right? y'all think I accepted or denied it? Accept. That's right. I accepted. That spread was there. I said, okay, I'm going to make some money on that spread. So what I did, I went here, called the government back, said, hey, I accept the bid. So I accepted it. Now it's time for some action. So before, I'm sorry. Oh man, hold on. I'm skipping. Hold on, I forgot to give y'all the juicy part. No, I didn't accept it. I didn't accept the government contract when I called him back. Like I said, you negotiated. That's right. Bam, I negotiated. Say, hey, government, all right, I'm ready for you. But I talked to my guys, there's going to be some logistics. We got to move material here. And, the cost of material is always going up. So I can do this job if we add another $6,000 on top of the quote. And then she was like, now this is negotiation. I said, no, don't worry about it. And I didn't have to negotiate too hard with her. I said, no, I tell you what, if we can sign right now, just making $3,000 extra, and we'll go ahead and get it. And I'll just eat the cost on the rest of it. She was like, oh, okay, will you sign right now? I said, yeah, I'll sign right now. Bam. So I called the subcontractor back. Hey, Jonathan, I appreciate you, man. I talked to the government. But, so I can stay within budget, can you go ahead and knock $3,000 off your price? Oh, well, now, because remember, I told him to add 10% on top. I don't know, he could add 15 and 20%. I don't know. So he said, all right, I'll go ahead and take $3,000. So I just put $6,000 more in my pocket. Wow. Just like that. Just like that. Just by negotiating. So after you negotiate, they go set up what's called a pre-con meeting, where you get together and they tell you where they want the material at and all that other stuff. So before I get the pre-con meeting, and then I don't know, y'all probably heard, you might have heard this since you're in it, that they must, in order to sub out the work, it has to be more than 50%. You got to do more than 50% of the job. All right, the way around that, you hire a foreman in that city. That's all I do. I hire a foreman. I go to Craigslist, Thumbtack, wherever. I go wherever to find a foreman. And I look for foremen over 50 years old, because the ones over 50 years old are going to be your loyal, and they go show up on time. They go, yeah. I tried younger people. I'm sorry, y'all, young folk. Boy, y'all don't want to work, boy. So what I did, so I got a foreman. So I told the foreman to meet me at the pre-con meeting. I told my installer, meet me at the pre-con meeting. And so we sitting at a conference table. And when we sitting at that conference table, they might ask me a technical question. And I look at my installer, hey, you go ahead and answer that for me. Every government contract that I won, I don't have a clue how to do the work. Don't have a clue. I do, all I did in my day was residential roofing. That's it. Never put a commercial roof on. I done won electrical contracts, plumbing contracts, siding contracts, building stuff, number of different things. I never had a clue how to do it. And that's because of Doug Reitmeyer, the one they seen. Doug Reitmeyer, he ain't never done construction in his day. He was in the military, but that's it. He came out, he know nothing about construction. I'm like, man, if he don't know nothing about construction, then I can do that. So I won all these government contracts, didn't have a clue how to do it. But I knew how to hire people. I knew how to find the people that can do the work. So I went ahead and got him to do it. He answered all the technical questions. And I flew back to Atlanta. And then I told my foreman, hey, when they get close to done, let me know. I'll come back out and do a walkthrough with the government. Now, a lot of times you don't have to be on these job sites. There's times where I won three or four contracts in one, not just one day, but within the time frame, within 3 months. I can't be at every place at once. So you don't have to be there. But some of them I choose to be because I like to see what the government do behind closed doors. I done been in some high security places that you wouldn't believe. And some of them I snuck pictures of just to take some selfies and stuff. So, yeah, one second. Time? Oh, man, it's 30 minutes? 5 more minutes? Okay, all right, okay. But, yeah. So, okay. So, but that was it. So I went ahead and got everybody to work, flew back to Atlanta. He called me, went up there, walked through the government. Government was happy. They went ahead and checked off everything. Government put the money in my account. Bank called me up. Hey, what you gonna do with this large deposit? I said, oh, cause I'm looking for a check in the mail. He said, no, we put the money in your account. Put the money in account, paid my people, and the rest was mine. And I done plenty, but the thing is, you gotta take action. And this is one of my, I'm not gonna read it because time's sake, but this is FAR 1300A. This FAR is one of the government's, this is like their Bible. They have to go by the FAR. This tells you that these RFQs are no risk contracts. My next FAR that's important is FAR 13.305, which tells you can sub it out, but they can question your sub to make sure that they can be on site, whatever. But these are the two important FARs that allow me to sub out work, become the middleman, and I don't do none. I'm just a paper pusher. I'm just pushing paper. The government pushes with me. I push it to my sub push it back. I'm just paper pushing. That's all I'm doing. But that's the play how you win. Now, I didn't get into sole source and anything other contracts like that. But this is how I won my very first one and how I continue. This, like I said, this is my very first one. Like I said, I got up to 93, 50,000 profit. This is my roofing project. I won it for 235. My profit on that was 110. Took us like 3 weeks to do it because of the rain. And now I'm to the point now I don't accept any government contract unless it's 50,000 or more. I turn them down. But a lot of my new students, I got students right now that are CEO Mo, I don't know if y'all know him. He won his first one. What he does is sell car parts to the government. And I got another student that won one. What he does is a cleaning contract. I don't know if somebody was telling about it. He won his first one, got a 2-year cleaning contract. So the government buys and sells, and they got 92,000 contracts that come out per day. Per day. Per day. Yes. So I appreciate y'all. Yes, my course, I teach people how to win federal government contracts, how to be the middleman, just like what I described to you. I pour into my students. I'm very serious what I do because I want my students to have the life-changing experience that I have. All my students, if they got questions during the week, they'll text me or call me. I have no problem with that because I want everybody to win a federal government contract. We have our calls every Tuesday at 8 p.m., every Tuesday. I give everybody the blueprint. I don't when I did my course, I said I didn't want no bootleg course. I know some people shoot it with camcorders or phone. I said no, I want mine done professionally. So I paid Justin Burns, he's part of Recession Proof. I paid him to do my course. Done an awesome job, professional setting, and I laid out all the gems. I said, look, I want to lay all the gems out. So I teach everything from A to Z, how to win federal government contracts. I have my contracts in there that I use with my subs. I have my change orders. I ain't even getting the change orders. I got a change order that I made $50,000 off just the change order alone. So I got the blueprint on the change order. But yes. I teach it all. So
How much is the course?
Recession Proof, I told Marcus I take $500 off for Recession Proof, so it'll probably turn out to be $1,400, something like that. Because normally it's $2,000. Yeah, but I give none but value. We got a private Facebook group. I update even more gems. I'm just giving y'all 30 minutes worth of gems. Yeah. But I give my students every gem that's out there to win these federal government contracts because it's life-changing. It's life-changing my life.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will probably become one of your students.
That's all right. Thank you. Yes.
And I just wanted to also let you guys know that we had somebody here who was going out for a government contract and Sam.gov.
Yep, Sam.gov.
And they had to get bonded and insured.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do that, they had to hang their business license and they had to come in. So that's a membership
Yes.
add-on that we have. We will post your business license. You don't have to have a business license here. We have the business license, but you can get it. So all of our Sam.gov virtual address holders, they do get business license with the city, and we do post them so that when you get bonded and insured, they will come and look at it. And that's one of the upsells because we know that our RPX family is trying to do this. A lot of you guys are trying to get, I know you are, and so we do post that. So keep that in mind when you decide what virtual address you're going to get. You do need that if you're going to go for government contracts.
And I'm going to say one more thing, what she just talked about. What she just said is very important. I had a couple of students that still cannot get registered with SAMS because they do check. They know it's using the virtual address. So if they don't have if they can't see a building, and it don't seem legit to them, they won't approve it for SAM. Mm-hmm. So I highly recommend to use her service. Yeah. Highly recommend because Google Verified is key.
And this particular person that just came in yesterday, she was like, I've gone to 3 different companies trying to get Google Verified. And she said, I got Google Verified with the last one, but I can't pass can't get my SAMS. And so she got her SAMS. Her friend got her SAMS here, so she came and got hers. So she's starting the process all over. Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to say, I told Preston I bought somebody else's course, and I'm kind of mad right now. Just in this presentation, you taught me some things that wasn't even in there. So, like, I'm giving them 2 weeks, and if not, I'm buying yours.
Okay.
That's right.
I'll lay all the deal,
right?
Yeah.
Their course was less, but it didn't go over nearly like the stuff you just said. It wasn't in there.
I know somebody. Those nuances are invaluable.
You better go win the contract.
Okay, any other questions before we wrap it up, you guys? No, let me go with Chris.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.